Good day, folks. It's Judy, Green Pastures Farm, February 2nd. And we lost our snow yesterday. Got up to 55. And there's a few patches left here, but I'll tell you what, these cows are coming down the hill toward us. There's about 290 some odd cows, calves, heifers, bulls, everything. Coming down this hill. I was trotting to kind of get in front of them, so I'm kind of out of breath. But you can see that there's some really good forage here in front of us. These cows, well, when they get their tongue around that, they're going to be some pretty happy campers. They are going to absolutely be in heaven this morning. This morning they were up on that hill where we moved them last night, and of course the snow was still on, most of it, and well, they didn't move very far. Look at that, they put their heads down. They couldn't wait to get that green grass. These are going to be some happy cows. So it's let's see, there's about 7 acres on this paddock. Yeah, probably closer to 6. And we gave them the bottom half of it this morning. We got a wire going across the hill up there. And then this afternoon, I'm going to get back over here and take that wire down and give them the top part of the paddock. And of course, their water is right here behind us in that tank. It's on concrete. Well, I tell you what, folks, it's wet. You can see the water stand. That's just snow melt. And look at them go. Oh yeah, they're liking that. Folks, when you can offer cattle green forage in February and you didn't have to plant an annual, this is a perennial. Kentucky 31 Fescue, it's a perennial. It comes back every year. You don't have to plant. Look at that cow. She nailed that. I knew she would. See, they're just going after the green tips that are sticking up. By probably 1 o'clock today, they're going to go back and get them a second bite of that brown stuff, because it's still got some green down in there. But right now, they're just taking the very cream, the cream of the crop. God, it's nice just to get them back on grazing again. Look how fat that cow is. She's fat. They just keep coming. Folks, this is better than any hay that I can feed right here. And it's been frosted, it's been froze, it's been snowed on, it's been rained on. And look at that. I mean, those cows are absolutely doing 100 on that. Everybody is being told to kill this stuff. Spray it, spray it, spray it. It's Kentucky 31, it'll kill your cows. No, it won't. You just get rid of the cows that can't handle it. Keep the ones that do, and march forward and make a good living on your land. Don't go out here and spray your farm with Roundup. All you're doing is making Monsanto richer, and you're poor. And you killed all the biology on your farm. They laugh all the way to the bank with your money. They know you're going to have to come back again and do it in 5 years, because the Kentucky 31 will be right back. So use what you have, learn to manage it. We talked a little bit about how we did that last night. You know, a little bit of pugging action in the wintertime exposes a little bit of bare soil for the animals to stomp on, and you get a lot more legumes coming up. A pure stand of fescue is a pretty mean beast. We're not about pure stands of fescue. We want diversity out here, okay? Look at that, they're just spreading out, everything's just grazing. They are so happy to be on grass, green grass in February. You know, folks, if we didn't have this size cows, we would have to have them up in a feedlot or a sacrifice area, because they'd just be tearing the stuffing out of our field. And these are, like I said, 900,000 pound cows. It's soft out here, but you know, there's a pug mark. That one's probably about 3 inches deep. Okay, if that was a 1,500 pound cow, my God, that would probably be a foot deep, and this whole pasture would just be turned to mud in about probably an hour. There wouldn't be any grass left. They just stomp it into the mud. But they're not stomping this grass in the mud, they're eating it. It's because they can walk on it without destroying the land. We've got, normally I recommend, putting your mineral at the far end of the paddock from where your water point is. But when it's muddy like this, folks, you better keep that mineral feeder up on your concrete. We've got it right there on the edge of that concrete because there's rock on that side of the slab. And we got a 400-gallon tank there that's being fed by that pond up there. And this is a mistake that I made right here. This is, I'm not picking on the name of it. It's a good water tank if it was hooked to pressure. But when you put one of these on a pond and you're running a herd the size we're running out there, that tank can't keep up. I mean, you've got 20 gallons. And there's no pressure refilling that. So when the cows drink, they've got to lift that up. I've got it shut off. I don't use it. But, that darn thing is, today's price is probably almost $800. And you'd be a lot better off to do something like this. Get you a big tank and cut the ice off in the morning if it freezes and go on. But I didn't know any better. This is what I did, and I was petrified when I saw the money I spent and it didn't work. So if you're going to use these tanks, make sure you got pressure on them. Otherwise, they're not going to keep up with the flow, especially on a hot day when a cow needs 20 gallons of water per day. And you got, let's say, 100 cows out there. There's no way that tank's going to keep up with gravity flow. So that's my lesson for today, and glad to be out of that mess up there. And we're back grazing again over here. So they'll be able to walk through this gate. We just put the wire up. One thing I will say is that pond up there is about 100 yards from here. And I could have put this tank right there behind that pond dam. But I did that on a pond earlier, and I learned that if you just take a trencher and trench 100 yards, or 300 or 400 feet out into your middle of your farm, this particular tank right here is serving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paddocks, and then we have another paddock on the other side of Alex, so by that creek. We make a lane where they can walk back to water here. So they're actually on 6 paddocks, this one water tank. So just by spending a little money trenching, get your water away from the back of your pond, it gives you a lot better angle to put your water in. It'll serve a larger area. It costs money to build a pond. It costs money to put a pad down. Get it out where it'll do some good. It's Greg Judy signing off. Everyone have a good one.